than what we saw in 2018. Again, as we said before, they're going to get their runs consecutively. They'll go once, they'll come back, they'll restart, and then take their second attempt. But here we go. This is Blake Bilko Williams from Australia up first.
That is the moon booter, and that is a big trick he has a lot of time doing. Backflip, and it's a lazy boy is what they call it, throwing those legs forward, putting those hands all the way up. Yeah, I mean, he does that trick on 75 feet day in, day out, but you're putting in a different projection. You're taking it to this moon booter, which only exists within this Nitro circus compound. It just puts you in a whole new trajectory of up instead of out, which really puts different speeds and different spins, which is where the risk is.
Taking another look at it right here. Look as he takes off from the lip. It's very poppy, and it pops you straight up into the sky right there. So it's more of up rather than traversing out. But he makes this one look super easy as he lays back into the seat.
Man, look how sideways he got. I mean, look at the wind. No one's talked about the wind at all. Not one of these riders. I think it's maybe one of those elephant in the room kind of things.
I was going to say, it's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it.
Right.
The minute you bring it up, it's going to kick up every day. So here we go. Round number 2. He's got the lazy boy flip in the books. What is he capping off with here? Jump number 2.
See variation. It's going to be a cliffhanger flip. Look how long.
The no-hander lander was kind of a last-minute addition to that.
We kind of talked about in his head, put his hands back on. Do you think he then said, don't put your hands back on?
Who knows? He probably thought, you know what, I need a little bit more than this. I've got a little hang time. That's what happens with the moon booter. You got all this time up in the air, and Bilko doing what he does best, having a little fun right here and putting on a show for the fans.
Yeah. He loves breaking the rules. That is his favorite hobby.
By the way, on this trick, he was the first ever to land a cliffhanger flip to dirt.
Yeah, I mean, if that says anything about it. Imagine hooking your tippy toes to your handlebars, throwing your hands over your head, blind landing for the majority of it. But look how long he has to think about this. That's where the danger comes in. When you think too much in this sport, you react, and those reactions usually are not good. He had to wait till the last minute to take those hands off, take the brunt of the impact. That's taking a car crash.
I don't know if he had to wait till the last minute or he just decided at the last minute. I mean, watch how scary this is. It's hard to tell from this angle, but watch where he takes these hands off.
Yeah, right at the end.
That's not where you want to take the hands off if you're going to try to go into a no-hander lander. Guess what? You deserved every last bit of it. This guy is all about great extensions. Whenever he does his tricks, whether they're right side up or they're upside down, there's never anything tentative about it, and he really works hard at that. That's one of the things that he trains on, is making sure that he gets the max extension.
Him being his own worst critic has done great things for his career. Let's see what he does. Oh my goodness! That is a dead body. I mean, to have that kind of trust in your shoulder. I mean, you saw Blake before his run literally trying to work his shoulder in to keep it in place. Adam Jones just couldn't have done more of a yoga move, like 70 feet into the air.
That's just one of those things too, when you get your feet over the bars and just watch where he puts his body into position on this. I mean, he's completely parallel over the bike right, I guess at that point, and then the backflip, you're under the bike for all intents and purposes, but I mean, it doesn't get any better looking than that when it comes to a dead body flip.
I mean, that is as textbook as it could possibly be, and Adam, the problem with Adam's riding, he makes it look too good, but realize it's supposed to look easy. It's supposed to look smooth. That extension and that background should be everybody's Christmas card this year. But nonetheless, how amazing was that trick? I mean,
well, you talked about the shoulder being an issue. Watch his back on this one. He over-arched. That's a great look at it right there from that head-on angle. That's giving me lower lumbar pain right now just watching him come out of this.
That's as good as that trick can be done. There's not a better background or more extension or better logo placements that could be done than what he just did.
He might need one of those CBDMD bath bombs after that one for the lower back pain. He'll get an 81 flat to start that one off. So
you'll be the first to say this ramp scares him, because he's later on in his career. In his mind, he should be retiring, but he's still placing at podiums. He's still getting invited to these big things, and he's still progressing, which is why he's on the motorcycle, which is why we get gifts like this.
Underpowered for attempt number 2 for Adam Jones.
Whoa, double grab! Oh, did he almost loop out? Adam Jones taking breaths away today.
And again, so much extension on that one. You watch when he grabs the cutouts right there. Watch how he just kind of throws those legs straight back and just arches his lower back to just get max hold on that trick.
Can your feet be further away from your feet pegs? So there's these seat cutouts. You can't go to your local sportsmanship dealer and get a motorcycle with those seat holes. You got to be good at this to have them. And you can see he puts his trust in a little bit of grip tape and those fox gloves, and he puts those feet as far behind him as he can. Again, like you said in the intro, Adam's going to give you extension. Adam's going to give you some of the biggest tricks you are ever going to see, and that's day in, day out in his sleep. He works harder than anybody else. Like I said, he does not like this ramp. He does not enjoy riding it. I mean, I can't.
He does have that menacing stare.
Oh yeah, he will look through your soul. He is one of the scariest people. Soft-spoken, very nice. You get him on a motorcycle, he does this. Whoa!
Talking about the extension that we mentioned with Adam Jones, and Bo Bamber gets out there and just puts on his own extension party, and man, he ragdolled out of that and just
look at him, just
he's shrugging his shoulders like it was nothing.
Don't get up. He's more embarrassed at himself. No, Bo, that was unbelievable. Okay, so it was a KOD flip, right? We call it a ruler flip in the show, and that's about as far as you can extend it. I mean, it's exciting out here, right? There's 1,000 people screaming at you. There's all these lights. There's money. There's sponsorships. And I mean, Bo is a veteran at this. Yeah, let's see where this thing goes wrong. Let's analyze it.
Look right here. Watch the extension. Okay, look where his face is.
Man, he knows right there he's going too fast. Look him hold it. He's trying to slow down the rotation. He knows he can't wait too long. He has to get, look at the core strength of the Pasher. Putting his feet on, he's just trying to get the back end down. Oh, what do you do?
But watch at this point. He still just kind of shoulder and chest goes into the seat.
Oh no, that is one of the toughest people I have ever seen on a motorcycle. He couldn't hold on coming down from that. That says everything about the impact. We're talking 50, 60 feet. Oh, that is terrible. Right back down. And again, Bo is tough. He is.
These guys stand on the side of the seat. Do we call it jet ski takeoff? What is Davey Johnson bringing to the party here at the Utah Motorsports campus? Oh!
Stand a decade! See, stand decade! That was cool. What kind of crazy circus mechanism does he have on that motorcycle?
How did that just happen?
That was cool. Shout out to Ruel Erickson, right?
That's exactly who I was thinking of in my mind when I saw that.
How cool is that?
First time I ever saw that kid do that over a BMX dirt jump on a bike.
Do you remember when Travis had it at the X Games and he tried that backflip bar?
He tried to bar spin that thing and it all just came apart. How? What sort of apparatus is going on to? You're not supposed to be able to rotate your bars all the way around like that on a dirt bike, ladies and gentlemen.
What kind of detangler can you make the mechanism work with brake fluid? How?
Watch where he takes off right here.
What on earth is going on here?
We call that a decade in the BMX world right there when you swing yourself around the head tube of your BMX bike, but I don't know what the moto guys are going to want to call it. Either way, call it made, courtesy of the Lone Star States, Davey Johnson.
I love it. Put it in the top 10. That is an amazing,
look at that angle.
Amazing trick.
Ooh, he was a little rider. The back end was swapped. Got himself a win. He needs to beat a top score right now of an 88.33 being held on to by Davey Johnson.
Oh boy, there's the ride of a lifetime. Front flipping on the moon booter, throwing a variation, we call it the heel clicker. Duffy, I mean, he's an ex-motocross racer. I mean, you put in the time doing, do you know how hard it is to be even a semi-professional motocross racer? You could be the best freestyler in the world, which he's kind of proven.
So watch so heel clicker, and then it's almost like he's trying to kick back a little bit because he doesn't put the feet right back on, almost like he wants to go into a Superman.
Yeah, and I don't see any flip levers, so that makes it about 40 times harder to actually get yourself around. As you can see, that's all upper body. Yeah, there's no flip levers there. That is all, he's using his face to get that motorcycle around. That's a creative way to get it done, but the alternative.
Oh, did you see that left foot? Watch that left toe and the left boot.
Yeah, that.
You won't see it from that angle, but it's fallen off that peg. It's barely hanging on.
And that's what happened on the world distance record jump. We broke an ankle. You can ride away and still break your ankle. Like, those boots are some of the strongest in the business, and still, you're only human.
Watch with that trick.
300-pound motorcycle, you have to move it with your wrists. Good luck. What do we got here?
Oh, the front flip, Captain Morgan.
Oh, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Is that how the game is set? What is going on?
You might have just made the quote reel right there.
I mean,
watch out for that back fender, buddy.
You are toying with consequences beyond immeasurable capabilities, doing a trick to make me laugh. I love you, Duffy. It's called the Captain Morgan.
Look at where he's at before he goes in. Did you ever think that you would see someone try to just clown themselves in front of the crowd in the middle of a front flip? That's where we're at. That front flips have become so controlled that you can do that. You can put one foot on the bars, one foot in the seat, your hands on your hips, and look over at people and make eye contact.
Oh, that's as good as you can get out of that. Look How are you toying with this?
Look at how he just lawn darts himself. His body's completely parallel to the ground, and he's looking over at the crowd right there.
I take it back. That's my new Christmas card right there. Please get on my lists. Send me an Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
How is that possible? What is like it's freestyle, right? Anything you want to do is
More hooligan flat track racing. I can't believe we're packing all this into one day.
Yeah, they know how to do it, man. This is definitely an events company. We're doing events. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like he was stomping out a fire on his handlebars. All right, looking like he's getting up. Like that's the difference in life. Like he is currently in the air, probably has to put a finger or a hand back where it needs to be, which is just another Sunday.
Well, that glove's coming off pretty quick. Maybe he just kind of got his finger caught on one of the, just shredded the glove right there. That got torn pretty good.
Best case scenario. It looked like he was just trying to kick his handlebars. I think that was another Captain Morgan front flip.
I was going to say the same thing. It looked like he was trying to do the captain again in the front flip.
He just kind of stomps his handlebars. What a ride that was.
So it's a...
Again, it's a joke trick, but done at this level, I love it. I love action sports. I don't
know if we can say that because there's nothing joking about throwing yourself into a front flip with a 250-pound motorcycle underneath your feet, but
so what's your...
He didn't go for the hands on the hips on this one. The hands just kind of stayed off to the side.
It's still kind of a cool trick in that. Like, it's sort of it's a flatland trick. You ever see when they do the spins where one foot's on the handlebars? And yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Our flatland friends are going to be mad that we didn't know the name for that.
All three of them are very disappointed. Oh my goodness, what a shot to the face he took. Oh no.
And it looked like the left side of the bars might have got him in the...
You know, in my life, when I fall and do riding, it'll torment me in my nightmares. I have to do it again. I have to pull it or I can't sleep at night.
Okay, here we go. Attempt number 2 for William Vandenpute.
And
what? Maybe that's what he was trying to do the first time around. He wasn't trying to get the foot up on the crossbar there. He was just trying to get it over.
Yeah, he definitely
just got hung up.
Gave it all he got. I mean, when you start taking hands and limbs off while you're spinning, you start slowing down instantly. So, I mean, that was way more stretch than the first one. Maybe he went a little bit faster, but if you're going to stretch that far, you got to pin it, brother.
What in the heck is going on here? Hands come off first in the front flip, then you've got the right foot.
Cool style.
I mean, you're not even holding on to the bike.
You know what that is? That's a no-handed candy bar. Think about it.
You know what?
Think about it.
You're absolutely correct.
Shout out Matt Hoffman for inventing the candy bar.
Brian Blyther would have been very, very happy of that assessment if he was listening to the show right now. Look at this.
Oh, that is cool. That's good style, right?
You're holding on to a 250-pound. You're not even holding on to it. It's resting against the underside of your left boot.
Yeah, so your two big toes on your left foot is holding 250 pounds of a motorcycle. What?
Monstrosity of a human being, works out all the time, takes great care of himself, so when he bounces off the ground and he gets in these crazy situations, he walks away from it unscathed. He was one of the first guys I ever saw do a double backflip and bounce and get up like it was nothing. And speaking of double backflips...
Yes! What on earth? He's the only person to have ever done a triple backflip. The battle he had at X Games 2 weeks ago was memorable to say the least. He definitely has a vendetta here where he did a crazy trick last year and whatever. But this man is hungry. This man wants to win. And the height of this trick has claimed careers. This trick has taken a catastrophe on people, and he has the audacity to take his hands off at that height, spot his landing. Can you name a better big air rider than Josh Sheehan?
It's crazy. He gets into that first rotation. He's still coming all the way around for it. Hands are off. He extends it, hangs onto it, gets back to the bars, and then yanks for that second rotation. But it doesn't even look like he's working hard for it. It's just easy for him right there. And the landing was just super, super smooth.
Oh, is that good? Again,
I mean, you would think at that point, once your hands are back on the bars, you're yanking for everything that you've got, trying to get that second rotation around. But no, that was just
casual.
Butter.
That's the word. Casual. Like it's just strolling down to get a smoothie. Right?
For him, that would almost be like, okay, I got that one out of the way. Now I'm ready to do what I really want to do, and I think we might get a snippet of what we saw him try last year.
Imagine
I'm going to walk that plank.
Your setup trick has bought houses for people. Come on, dude.
I mean, basically, you just broke it down. Attempt number 2 for Josh Sheehan.
What did you do? Oh,
that's what I thought. Oh, he's going to get it.
Oh, was that close? And again, you might think this is not consequence. This is not dangerous. He just took a shot. He comes from a family of gold glove boxers. This man has fought his whole life, whether he liked it or not. He is back on his feet after falling roughly 6 stories from the ground. What an animal.
Not even the height, but on top of that, you're rotating with a double backflip. Just the gravity of the G-forces of that alone, plus the weight of the bike as well, and you're all tangled up with it.
Flip number 1. So you have to now take your feet, put them to the ground. Yep. So your wrists are not holding all the weight. Now you have to get your feet back on the pegs and then crank that second flip around, because if you don't, it's going to be a rough night. And here's where the problem is, just a little under-rotated. The suspension tried to take it. There's nothing he can do. The headshot to remind you you're alive. Yeah, that sucked. Oh, that wasn't fun. What a rough ride for Sheehan.
With the front tire dab, this one will give you a real good look at it right here.
What extension. Look.
Watch the yank. Once he gets back on,
his feet's kind of looking for the pedal or for the other peg. Cranks it, just putting all the juice he can into the back wheel, hoping it comes around. And yeah, let's get some sound. Oh.
You can hear him just revving out of that second rotation, and at real-time speed from that angle right there, you can. The way Josh Sheehan, I've said he finished 3rd last year. I didn't correct myself. It was 2nd.
Yep. Pat's only got big tricks. His trick repertoire is gigantic only. And front flip Christ air. Yo! That was a thing of beauty.
I got a little scary there. I was like, you get too much pop, and then it throws you a little too far forward on that front flip rotation.
Yeah.
But he made short work of that one there.
Lots away, Playboy. You just made some moves.
His Nitro World Games FMX best trick career has been nothing but podiums. In 2016, it was a 2nd place. In 2017, it was a 3rd place, and then he stepped it up last year and walked out of here with the big win. Look at this, everybody.
I mean, you snap your neck back, it doesn't get any better than that. He loses line of sight, which means he makes the variation. More important than the spin, which is something the judges absolutely want to see. So he snaps off that lip, right? Takes his heels, cranks it back, and watch his head. That's all the difference. The fact he can get 100% or that 90-degree up and down aerial. I mean, there was no lack of extension. I mean, last year he tweaked his body just a hair more on the other end of that trick, but that might be enough, to be honest, to take it away. That is such a unique trick. He couldn't have executed it truly much better. I mean, he has a 2nd go. I don't know if he needs it, but yeah, this guy just eats Nitro.
Yeah.